Yeah.
Where y'all running off to? We got... Okay. Where we at? Okay, this is the inn. I think there's the guy we talked to earlier, right? Villager. Pasca.
Hail and well met.
Oh. Hello and welcome to the... Oh, it's you! Tinforth told us what you did for him. It's such a relief to have him back. I can't thank you enough. Consider yourself a favorite of this house. Discounts on drinks room. Tinforth said that he wanted to whip you up something nice for you. He's already back to work in the kitchen. She laughs. So what is it you would like? I could use some reliable help. Do you know of anyone who's looking for work? Oh. Well, I wouldn't say I could speak from experience, but we do have a certain sorts coming by looking for work from time to time. If you want to hire someone, I'd be happy to send them your way. Let me see what I have to work with. Oh, okay. I can make my own adventure. I know, right? I'm beyond excited to have Matt Mercer. That's all I need in my life. The rest of the game can just pause and I can just sit here and listen to the mage talk to me, dude.
How do you do?
Tell me more about the Black Hound. Really? Well, let me see. The actual building's been here for years, but the Black Hound's fairly new. We get a lot of new faces around here too. Fewer than we used to, I'll admit. Tinforth's the big draw. I'm sure we'll get a big crowd back in no time. I used to work tables actually until the old owner showed up and left. Nobody's sure what happened to him. Even left his poor old hound behind. That's the name, see? The Black Hound. It's still sitting upstairs, pinning after him. Poor old girl. Placing it up in my hands somehow. A very own end. A lot of hard work involved. But it's been worth it so far. Can I see what you have for sale? Do you buy stuff? You do. Can I open this? You wanna oh wait, no, I don't want to give that one away. Well, man, look at me, just rolling in the money, huh? We could build a whole party right now, guys. We'll save the buying things.
Well met, friend.
Can I just get a room? Certainly, you're always welcome. I'm gonna get the 83 copper room because I'm a bougie person. Your sleep is restless and fevered, assaulted by hisses and whispers, blanketed with a suffocating anxiety. You open your eyes to awaken, and you find yourself in front of Gilded Vale's hollow or gallows tree, the creaking of the ropes growing louder in your mind until the sound is deafening. Hanging from the tree is an old dwarf woman, whose face is shriveled inward. Like moldering fruit, her head hangs limply to one side. As you look at her, she looms larger and larger into your mind until she is mere inches from your face. Suddenly, her head snaps and her eyes open. They are empty, and behind them is a vast nothingness that makes your stomach drop. Her mouth slowly parts, and a gust of rancid air speaks the word, "Watcher." You jolt awake, the foul smell of a dwarf woman's breath still permeating your nostrils. Sweat runs down your face in thick droplets, and your skin is soaked from head to toe. You remember the woman. You remember seeing her decaying face when you spoke with the magistrate. He called her an animancer. Though it fills you with a new queasy apprehension, you feel a strange compulsion to go see this woman once more, if only to confirm that she's truly dead. We'll explore a bit. These all villagers? Essence, reach out and grab a soul. Okay. What's upstairs? What you hiding upstairs, you know? Grab a drink, friend. Nothing else worth north in this town, says the woman's from Than. Hey, we said we wouldn't mention Than. Please leave me be. Oh,
I'll get it open.
well, I don't think either of us. I think I leveled up again. Oh my lord, we just. Boop, boop. Oh lord, wait a minute. Oh man. Flames of devotion. Call upon a paladin's inner fire, causing their equipped weapons to burst into flame, adding burn damage. Well, you know, it kind of is on theme. The paladin's intense and pure convictions instill clarity of purpose and increasing their accuracy and converting a portion of their grazes to hits. Inspires the paladin to charge in the battle. Movement speed and disengage defense cannot be active. Damage reduction converted of the incoming to hit to grazes. Do I want to be even tankier, or do I want to be able to deal more damage? But now I think we're going to go with this. Okay, now the real show begins with a... Yeah, okay. Oh god. Okay. This is a first level spell, so we obviously I think the AoE is pretty good. This is AC. Yeah, I think I'm... Yeah, we're just gonna go. Oh no, he has even more. Oh god. Is summoning good? I think I might make him a summoner. I think we're gonna go summoner. Oh, he leveled up again? Oh my lord. Okay then. Ooh, okay. Any loot? Ooh.
Got it. Finished.
Woohoo! A book. Okay, everybody, sit back in your seats, and I'll read you a bedtime story. No other land has such a wild and bloody recent history. From colony to Palatine to Free Republic, the Deerwood has undergone a trial by fire to emerge as powerful as force and from the eastern reach. Oh man, can I not? I wanna put it at the top. Oh no. Deerwood's history actually begins in Adir in 2602 AI. Adir explorers returned from a journey across the ocean with tales of treasure they'd found. They discovered countless ruins scattered throughout the forest, as well as plains to the north of the trees that were perfect for growing Voralas. There was a problem, however. The locals were hostile, and there was a potential for conflict. The Farkoning of Eder, Farkoning, first king, knew that this was too good an opportunity to pass up and sent more explorers to scout and map the area. Exploration continued over the next 20 years. Small groups of explorers traveled back and forth between Adair and this new world with a handful of colonists setting up small camps to establish a base for the explorers to work out of. Conflicts with the locals, who the Adarians learned are called the Glanfathans, were rare but frequent enough for the Farkonian to send a small squadron of assault guards to help protect his citizens. These guards established a central base on a river in the western section of the woods. This settlement would eventually be called the city of Dryfort, upon which the modern-day village of the same name is presently built. Once the base was established, the first permanent Adarian settlement began north and west of the Bell River. Over the next 3 years, thousands of Adarians made the trek from Adair to this new land. The Glenfathans, who seemed to revere the ruins scattered through the forest, caused a few problems with some of the settlements, especially those found near the ruins themselves. These were easily taken care of by the colonists with the help of the Imperial Guard. The Adanians, in order to further their foothold in the area, reduced the cost of production in an attempt to keep the Glenfathan population under control. Started making slaves out of the Glenfathans captured during the uprising. This resulted in a great increase in tension between the two groups. With the population of the area growing, an official government structure was established by the Farkonging. He appointed several earls to preside over the land and assigned them thanes to help run their territories. They called the new Griefram the Deerwood. Deerfort remained the central for the Imperial Guard, but the settlement in the Pearlwood Gulf, New Deerwood, was the true seat of power for the area. Sitting at the edge of the ocean, forest fertile lands and a river that runs from the coast to the White Marshes, settlers flocked to the new area, hoping to establish the name for themselves. Adair began to spread across the new land. Woo! Man, I'm not gonna lie, that made my eyes are getting a bit heavy. Oh, the puppies! This hound stares intently at a covered window, head cocked as if waiting for hear a particular sound. It looks up to you and whines a low tail wagging thing. I pet the dog. That's it. I want to. Sorry, girl. Don't think he's coming back. The dog whines, head tilting. Come with me. Maybe we'll find him on the way. Oh, we got the doggo. Oh, ho, ho. Did it do anything? I want the doggo instead of the dragon. The dragon just kind of cool, but now we got our puppers. Oh my god, where are we going? We got our puppers. That's when I told her that's not the pistol. What did I walk into? Ha! Okay, so main quest would have me go here, but I feel like I want to explore. So let's just barge into some random person's house. Hello, I'm new here. A Deerwooden woman is standing in front of a fireplace, humming a quiet tune to herself, or perhaps to her unborn child, for she is clearly quite pregnant. She turns her head slightly as you enter.
And well met.
Well, finally, I was starting to think. The woman makes a snarled noise once she turns around and sees you. Oh, I'm sorry, I was expecting someone else. She gives you a cautious smile. Can I help you? Nice cat. Nice cock. I just arrived in Gilderville. I thought I'd get to know the locals, so I just broke into your house. Were you with one of the caravans? She looks to hopefully Master Odama's by chance? You knew Odama? Well, no more than most here, I'd say. He usually doesn't come all this way, but they say he's a reliable fellow. Wait, did you say knew? I'm sorry, but the caravan was attacked and I was the only one to survive. Covers her mouth with her hand and her eyes wide in horror. For a few moments she can manage nothing but strangled, voiceless, gasping, her eyes brimming with tears. I knew. I told her it was dangerous to take the path. Oh no, it's her sister! Kaliska was always so certain she could take any danger. Oh, my poor sister. I'm sorry, stranger. I can't believe she's gone. Kaliska mentioned that she thought you needed help. Perhaps I can provide some assistance. Looks at you with surprise before dabbling it at her nose with a sleeve. That's kind of you offer, but I don't know if I can impose on you. It's not a small favor. I'm worried about the baby, about the legacy. I told Callista as much as I could, but all I know for a long time now, every child born with the Gildevel has been soulless, empty. It's happened to so many mothers, and Lord Redrick has exiled all of them, calling it signs of God's disfavor. With my Hathhort gone, I don't know how I'd manage if I lost my home too. I had hoped Callista could help me. They say Ranga, the old midwife, knows a way to prevent the child being Holland born. But she moved south to Anslog's Compass 2 seasons ago. The journey's too far for me and I can't make it as I am, but I don't have anybody else now with Callista gone. Please can you help me? Damn. I'll find Ranga for you. You will? Oh, bless you. Here, I'll give you the coin to pay her with. You needn't trouble yourself with that. I think it's the drink she's fashioned of. Well, I'm not sure, but it couldn't help. Anslog's Compass is what we call the lagoon to the south. You'll have to cross the wilds to get there. That's what keeps me from trying it myself. She clasped her hands together. Thank you, truly. You're saving us both. Oh shit, that's stealing. That's stealing. I'm glad I noticed the stealing symbol, guys. The loot hoarder popped in and I was like, loot. And then I was like, wait a minute. That says steal. Okay. I think I got another 30 minutes in me, guys. I think I'm gonna explore the town a little more. We'll hit these two houses because one of them seems to be a blacksmith, which could be pretty profitable for us. Nanton, wasn't I just talking to you? The man and woman appear to be in a deep conversation, working at closing two bulging satchels. They move to embrace until the woman notices you approach her, smile faltering a little.
Traveler.
Can we help you? She looks at her thing confusing. Do you know this man, Nanton? Yes, I think we met in Valewood. I warned him about the bear, he inclined. Glad to see you've made it. Was there something else you wanted to do? You two are in good spirits for someone who just lost a friend. That's unkind of you for say. I'm grieving my husband in my fashion. I'm only sorry I could not convince him to leave Gilded Vale before this happened. I'm relieved to be rid of this terrible place, that's all. It cost me a greater part of my life, and now my husband, I'm glad to be free of it. Is there anything you can tell me? Only that you'll want to be moving as soon as you can. You'll have seen the tree, I imagine, but the rot goes deeper. If you're looking for work, I'd say you have a better chance of elsewhere. We're headed for Defiance Bay ourselves. You two seem to be in a hurry. Yes, I'd imagine we're packing for a trip, actually. I've been meaning to visit Defiance Bay, and she looks at Nanton. Well, in truth, I think I've had my fill of this town. It's time for a change of scenery. They looking mighty sus. Mighty sus. My sus meter off the charts. If I hadn't to think it, I would say they murdered this man murdered that guy, and that's that man's money that they're pocketing. I want to read the book. Which book was it? Oh god. Oh, this one ain't as long. Okay, thank God. In 2626 AI, a group of farmers, while clearing the farmland, for planting accidentally knocked down one of the ancient Adra menhirs on their land. The innocent act drew the ire of the native population and started what would become known as the Broken Stone War. When it was finally over, several thousand colonists had been killed, as well as hundreds of the Glenfathans. Even though the war was technically over, the Glenfathans escalated their attacks on the settlers over the next 2 years, using vicious tactics that left many colonists, several military figures, an earl, and 6 thanes dead. Unable to stop the Glenfathan attacks, the earls elected Earl Idrang Hadret to the position of Griff, well respected and known to be a military master of tactics. He was tasked with the dealing of the Glenfathan threat. Edrag fought the Glenfathans, led by an Orlan named Regd. For the next 2 years, neither side could gain the upper hand on the other, resulting in a tense stalemate between the two groups. Because of the stalemate, the hostilities slowly died off in 2631. The Deerwood people signed a treaty with the Glenfathans. Reed would step down and the Glenfathans would stop their attacks altogether, and the Deerwood people would leave the ruins alone. The treaty angered the nobility in Adir, as it brought a halt to the supply of artifacts. Edrag also tried to begin the practice of slavery outlawed, but this was not successful. Because of this, the peace between the Deerwood and Air Glenfath is uneasy and tumultuous. Several patches of rural resistance are still cropped up, but are easily dealt with on either side of the war. Woo. Okay, let's get to the blacksmith. On inwards. Just break into everybody's house. There's a lot of people. Now, Amawa man is of an impressive build, towering above the countertop. His skin is a dusty blue of the deeper ocean. His thick arms boast corded muscles, small ears framed, a square jaw, face coated in a smear split, and arcing black tattoos alike. I appreciate it. It's a lot of reading. It's definitely more than I anticipated. Oh. That actually didn't help a lot. I think next time we play this game, I'm gonna have to get some like tea or something for my throat. So I'm definitely feeling it. Definitely feeling all the reading catching up to me. It's been a while since I talked so much, and it's a lot more reading than I thought it was going to be. Ugh. But it could just be that I'm getting tired. I've been up for like 18 hours? No, 20 hours now. I'm getting close to my cutoff time. Welcome, you're the first new faces I've seen in quite some time. What can I do for you? Is this your shop? What do you have here? You come at a strange time, I'm afraid. The stock's not what it used to be. But we find weapons and armors to offer yet. All forged right here at the Black Hammer. Well, you know. There be a lot of lore in this game, Captain. Yes, said there be. Oh, of course, you won't find any finer elsewhere. That's what makes this game good, is there's so much freaking lore. That's a... Those are expensive. You know, I felt great, you know. I came in this town and I sold my whole inventory. And I was like, man, I'm so bad. Look at all the money I got. And now I feel like I have nothing. I really wish I could wear the hats. I don't want to sell anything that I think I could use, so... What's up with you and Celia staying up for days at a time? Hey, you know, we don't fall far from the same tree. Well, we're what you call gamers. We just play different games. Yeah, they definitely don't do cheap. I'm gonna buy the grappling hook, for no other reasons than just to have a grappling hook. That's versatile. Okay, we're not gonna steal from the blacksmith, as tempting as it is. Tis be true, it is gaming time. It is gaming time. This is my designated, like, stream time. Off stream, I've been playing Dragon Age and writing up D&D campaigns, which is just a whole lot of fun. It's a lot of work. I also got college, which is just so much fun. Just finished my taxes. Adulting, am I right, guys? Like the second time I've actually filed taxes and got more than $100 this time, so it's pretty good. It's looking pretty nice. I may actually. Ooh. We know there's more grain in there, Trumbull. We won't settle for scraps while you grow fat on our crops. The first of you drunkards come through that door gets a shot between the eyes. God's hear me swearing. I'll put you down like a dog. Come away for now, lads, but we'll be back, Trumbull, and we'll have a fair price, or by the flame, we'll have a reckoning. Interesting. I might look into the mic that all the big streamers have. I need to buy an Elgato again, because my other one freaking broke on me, so my two PC setup fell apart. I need to work on fixing my internet and getting my Elgato back so I can stream PC games, or not PC games, PS4 games. Or any games in general. Just like I have an elven man stands before you. His relatively stocky build suggests a life of labor. His face is pale and drawn and his eyes wide. Behind him a younger man and woman exchange worried glances. He raises the club as you enter. It shakes violently in his grip. Get back if you value your life. Hold on, I'm not here to hurt anyone. The miller, look at me, freaking positive guys, man. Wait, I know you. You just came into town, right? Don't tell me Swayan's already got his claws into you. God, that's all I need. I thought you could use some help. Those people outside seemed pretty angry. Really, highly as tits could I use a friendly face. I take it you've heard some part of what the crowd's asking for. Grain, as if I've got it tucked all away somewhere. Swayan's been egging the lot on for days now. They've been keeping clear so far, but if things keep on like they are, I don't know how much longer we can before things get messy. Please, if you don't hear on his behalf, maybe you could speak to Swayan. He won't listen to me. Just explain we're all getting rations now. We're all making sacrifices. Yeah, Agile, I actually have an Audio Technica, like, I forget the numbers associated with it. I've got it cost me a pretty penny. It was like 140, but I got this one a few years ago, and it's definitely, I've definitely banged it a couple, maybe 2 times. So I'm looking to get a new mic, and then I can pass this one down to Austin if he wants it, or Alan, one of the two. But yeah, like I said, I had an Elgato too, and it was you know, I was using it from 2 PC setup, and then it freaking, I don't even know what happened to it. It just stopped working one day, and now I've got to stream off one PC, and my old gal's kind of old, so I mean the newest part is the 2060, and even that's I'll see what I can do. I'd be grateful if you did. He won't listen to me anymore, but maybe you'll have better luck. Tell him we're all having a hard time. We'll make some sacrifices. We'll be in your debt if you can convince him. Blah. Yeah. I think my forefront issue though is my upload speed. I don't know why exactly it's so busted. Where's this guy gonna be? Did this man say where he was gonna be? Yeah, well, I mean, I moved from college to back to my house more times than I can count, because dorm rooms, man, and this poor mic has just been thrown, and then the mic stands I have just give out sometimes. Like, I have the worst mic stand. I absolutely abhor it, dude. It's so bad. Like, I'll be playing and it'll fall, or just, I don't know. If I don't get a new mic, I definitely need a new mic stand. But yeah, where's this person at? I totally have no idea where this man is. Swayin. I kind of want to finish the, I want to finish our session off by talking to Adair, so I want to save him for as late as possible and try to get as much of the side content done. But yeah, I'm looking for Swayin to get this, side quest done. Do I have any, quests? Yeah, this is the, yeah, this is the only other task I can do. Isn't the Blackhound Inn? Is there still by the tree? Okay. Excuse me, I'm so sorry about that, guys. As you can tell, we're getting there. We're getting to nap time. As I said, I'll probably be ending soon, but my normal streams won't end this early. It's just today I've been trying to fix my sleep schedule. Tomorrow's stream, I don't know if it'll be Pillars of Eternity. It may be with camera, and I may be playing my time at Porsche. It all just depends on what's going on. I'm really enjoying this game though. It's been a blast. Like I said, the only problem I have is it's a lot of reading.
Hello.
Don't know who you are and don't much care. Keep walking. We're not here to chat with foreigners. Olaf narrows his eyes. Careful. Looks like they're cut from the same cloth as those rowdies who attacked me. Smells like it too. I saw you go outside the mill. What was that about? Well, someone fancies themselves a meddler, eh? What's that about? It's about Trumbull thinking he's the king of the town on account of that he's got the mill to his name. The dwarf jaws quiver with anger. It's about him barely giving us anything for the wheat we bring him, and then cutting our purses when we need to buy our grain. It's about farmers going hungry while some bastard gets rich off our crops. What if I buy you around? Will you talk to me then? Fair enough. You bring us something to wet our throats and it might be. Don't I have a beer? About this trouble with the miller. Oh, I have beer in my inventory. Oh, no, I don't. No, I don't. It's in my stash. But is one ale gonna be enough? Do I need to buy 3? Screw it. We'll just buy like
Good day, stranger.
oh, I would have to click a button. Fine, fellas, you're having me on. Any more fighting and I'll have to ban Swayan from the inn entirely. Until then, it's 6 coppers for the lot. Here you are. Please, if I can just get them talking, I might be able to convince them to stop harassing the miller. Well, that's alright then. Here, 3 drinks from these fools. You get them off Trumbull's back and maybe he'll be a little stingy for the supplies.
Welcome.
I bought the drinks. Hey, so you have, by the flame. I never thought I'd be so happy for a mug of the fucking Blackhound's shit to beer. Good, that's good. Alright, now you got my attention. What is it you've been wanting to say? So, we could, definitely this one. Look, there's no sense in threatening the miller. You have him up against the wall. Maybe you could ask some of the villagers for help. You so much as raise your voice to that family again, and I'll hang you from your windmill blades for the crows to eat. I'm gonna murder you if you don't stop. I'm gonna murder you now. Well, hey man, could you just not? See, this makes it sound like, I don't know. You're right. Things going like they are, we're just gonna end up hanging from that tree out there. Tell Trumbull we'll leave him be. Don't know what we'll do now with the crops failing. Haven't got another trade to speak of. think Pasca needs another round in. Yeah. That sounds like Hearthstone music actually. Like, okay. We gotta avoid a dare, get up to this inn, tell him, yo man, you're not in trouble anymore. And I think that's the last building. Yeah. So we're gonna do this, then we're gonna go talk to Adair, and then we'll just see where the road takes us. Cause then I got to edit some content.
Hail and
Trumbull.
well met.
I spoke to Swayard. And what did he say? I have convinced him to leave your family in peace. Why, that's great news. I wasn't sure you'd get through to him. They're out of their minds with drink half the time. I owe you a great debt. Here. He pulls out a coin purse from his hip and pushes it towards you. Today's earnings show my appreciation, and you can be sure I'll let everybody know what you've done for me. Keep it. You're having a hard enough time. Your generous soul, friend, and we'll have to thank you for making you go through this coming year. Safer travels when you find favor. Yeah, I'm a good boy. We are the nicest of people, unless you're an evil person, and then I probably will bury you. Adair, my sweet Matthew Mercer, or my second Matthew Mercer. That corpse is freaking glowing. Interesting. No, I just gotta go talk to this girl. That's a name and a half. Caldara de Baranzi. The squat, disintended body of an elderly dwarf woman dangles from the thin, crooked bow that sags at the tug of her noose. The bloated purple flesh of her neck, worn away like patches like moth-eaten linen, bulges over the rope that suspends her, and her lifeless head lolls forward rigidly from one side to the other as the breeze shifts. You perceive a faint glow around her that casts no light on its surroundings, but there is a tepid warmth to it, and you feel somehow that you could reach out and touch it, not with your hands, but with some aspect of yourself that has no worldly dimension. Reach out. You take a deep breath, clearing your mind, focusing on your objective. As you exhale, you feel yourself spreading out towards the hanging woman, perceiving all that lies between you and her with a new unfamiliar awareness. Once you have expanded enough to reach her, there's a sudden jolt to your mind, a ringing electric surge of images and words and sounds. Involuntarily, you shut your eyes and feel yourself being pulled down to some deeper consciousness in the space occupied only by you and the hanging woman, and only when you open them again, she is staring at you with her clouded, milky, foggy, her eyes clouded in milky fog, her body still swaying in the wind that you can no longer feel from the tree that stands planted in the misty void. The woman gives you a slow nod of her head, the rope creaking as she does so, and she smiles to you.
Have you come here for me, dear? Or have you gotten lost? Ah, it is both, I think. Yes?
What's going on here? Am I imagining this?
No, I think not. A pity that. It would be simpler. A mercy, even. To not have to wander anymore, no? Alas, we are here, you and I. Wherever here may be.
How are you able to speak to me?
Is that what we're doing? Perhaps it just seems that way. Perhaps it is the easiest way for your mind to make sense of it. I think it is a very good choice.
I think I survived a Beowulf. Do you know what that would be?
Did you now, dear? My, that would be something, wouldn't it? Could be luck, could certainly be. A storm can be a careless thing. Or maybe it got its hands around your soul but couldn't pick it up. A soul can be heavy if it stayed in one piece through its time. Strong souls, we call them in the trade. Cold, I mean. Called them. Those days are all behind me, no?
I need to understand something that's happening to me. She nods, a look of pity on her face as though consoling a child.
The world looks a little different than it used to, is that it? Feels like you're noticing things for the first time that have always been there. You have seen past the shroud. It only takes an instant. Your soul remembers, yes? Remembers how it sees when it leaves the body, like being reminded of a dream you had forgotten. You are a watcher now, and a watcher you will stay.
What's a watcher?
What indeed? Long hours have many animancers spent studying such things. Not I, though. Not I. I'll tell you what I know, though, since fair is fair, and here we are visiting, you and I, and it reminds me of better times. Souls pass on. Some say through Audra stones, which are the blood veins of the world. They leave the world for a time and are reborn into it, sometimes more than they were before, but usually less and seldom the same. For all souls there is a time where they do not live, yet have not passed on, and those souls roam the world, same as you or I, either living or lost. But no one sees them because they have forgotten how. A watcher sees, though, knows what to look for. And sometimes they know a person just by looking at them, know where they've been in ages past when their bodies were other bodies. See memories even their honor can't recall. A wonder to behold when all goes well. A wonder!
What did you mean when all goes well?
Oh, nothing to be afraid of, I'm sure. It's just much to take in for some. Sometimes there's trouble sleeping or other difficulties.
She smiles at you reassuringly, fanning out a tuft of long whiskers that sprouts from one of her cheeks.
You should see old Merwald. He could tell you much more than I. A watcher just like you. Helped many in his day. Took up in an old keep no one would claim. Not far, not far. Kadnua, beyond the Black Meadow. He will welcome the company.
I want to know something about you.
Me? I'll bore you to tears, though.
Who are you?
And here I thought you'd come to visit me in particular. Caldara de Baranzi, of the Valian Royal Academy of Animantic Sciences. Not the greatest of their number, but I came here all the same because this was where help was needed.
What happened to you? She laughs, a rasping, choked cackle escaping between the rows of buttery yellow teeth, causing her body to bob up and down with each spasm. Seeing your blank expression, she catches herself.
Oh, come now. Such a question. As though the answer were plain as a rope tied for strangling. Allow an old dwarf her last bit of cheer. Well, I came where I was needed, didn't I? Offered my services to Lord Radric for a pittance. A humble pittance. I was to examine the Lord's wife, see why the gods have seen fit to poison her womb. Studied her for months, looked high and low for impurities, tested her valence, the permeability of her essence. Do you know what I found?
Tell me.
Nothing at all. A healthy woman, head to toe, blessed with a beautiful soul. Such a sweet woman, too. Meek, but warm-hearted. A few months' time, and the lord of the house demanded answers. For a time, I told him what he wanted to hear. Oh, yes, my lord. She is riddled with imbalances. I must have time to cure her. As the birth drew near, he grew impatient, as lords do. And this is where I've ended up.
What's an animancer?
A student of the soul. Something so basic, yet so poorly understood. But so many breakthroughs have been made in my lifetime. Had been made. Had been. To hear the locals tell it, we're a gang of soul manglers that preys upon the weak-minded. And the worst of us are. But the best of us? The best? Inspirations, miracle workers. My parents were soul twins. Miserable before they met, empty inside. It was an animancer who helped one find the other. Turned their lives around. You wouldn't believe the stories. Amnesiacs helped to remember their lives. The suicidal brought back from the brink of oblivion. The elderly afforded extra moments to say their goodbyes. How soon we forget when we're afraid. It's a fascinating science. A fascinating time to be alive in a place like Deerwood that does not control the research, no? I love the Valian Republics for many things, but their recent caution will leave them behind, I fear.
I had other questions.
Of course, dear.
You said souls break apart over time.
Oh, yes. Entropy. Rimagan's work. We know little of why or how. We lose pieces of ourselves when we die and pick up pieces of others when we are born again, but less than what we lost. We tried to stop it with the animantic sciences, but with little success. No. A very small few resist Rimergan's influence and stay together through some force of defiance, at least for a time. But they all succumb eventually, I think.
Well, goodbye.
Goodbye, my dear. It was lovely visiting.
She closes her head and her head slumps forward over the noose, and surroundings seem to bleed into your vision from some unknown place of waiting. Was granted the Crucible of Soul. Are you alright? You seemed lost just now. I'm a watcher. Well, that is interesting. And I expect this has something to do with the hooded figures in the ruins, In any case, I appreciate your honesty. Since we're traveling together, it's probably wise for us to share these things. Do you know anything about the Watchers? Only that they're rare, and they seem to have a unique insight into certain soul conditions. As you demonstrated. Let's continue on. And the smell of pipe smoke at once, earthy and sweet, wins its way into your nostrils. Your eyes trace the smoke to its origins, where you find a broad man with straw-colored hair leaning against a mossy rock wall, his pipe held to his lips with one meaty hand. He looks you directly in the eye. The look is not aggressive. He regards you with a peculiar smirk.
17 and a half. Well, could be 18, depending on how you count the dwarf woman.
I'm sorry?
The dwarf woman. You were trying to figure out whether to count her as a full person. I think you oughta.
What are you talking about?
The people hanging from the tree. 18 of them. Well, last I counted anyway.
Is that what you people do for fun around here?
Name's Adair. Though to the people around here, might as well be 19. Don't think I'd put you much higher than 22, 23 tops. You look like the sort that likes to get involved.
What makes you think I was interested in the dwarf woman? He looks at you, his brow arched, his smirk broadens.
I was smoking over here, saw you staring at her. Twice I refilled my pipe. You never so much as blinked. Your mouth was so slack I took you for a Radric at first.
You know what a watcher is? Probably not.
Careful, friend. Best not use that word round here. Could be any number of Radric bootlickers within earshot. Ciphers, animancers, watchers. Same thing in the eyes of folks around here, Radric especially. They come through these parts all the time with their cures, preying on the desperate. None of them are who they claim to be. Of course, seeing you with that funny look, I'd be halfway inclined to believe you were having some kind of communion with that dwarf. Either case, maybe I'm not 19 after all. No offense.
None taken. Good. They don't mean it personal when they hang folks here. I have to remind myself.
The town's had it in for me for a long time now. Only fellow who ever stuck up for me, well, he's number 18 up there. My headman on the farm. Used to be my captain during the war.
Why was your headman hanged? Got involved. Roderick sent men down here the other day. Said they had on good authority someone in town was working with Colks, planning Roderick's overthrow. Said if he couldn't come forward right then and there, they'd hang every last one of us. No one was coming forward, so Swithin, that's my headman, stepped up, says it's him. They took him at his word. Bound to happen sooner or later, if not for plotting against Roderick, then for protecting me. The war. Saints War, only one in my lifetime. Fella decides he's the living incantation of Aothus. Overthrows Reed Cyrus's, marches on Deerwood. So we gave him Deerwood hello. Dead.
Boom up.
What's a Deerwood and hello? Oh, that's what I asked him. Oh man. You can tell I'm tired, it's catching up to me. Who's Aothus? God of rebirth redemption, formerly and anyhow. Maybe they call him something different where you're from. Add other questions. What does the town have against you?
Pick the wrong god. That's what it comes down to. Used to be a lot of Aethys worshippers in Gilded Vale. That mess of rocks over there, that was a temple to him, to give you some idea. Then one day, somebody named Widewind shows up on Deerwood's doorstep. Says he's the living flesh of Aethys. Got an army with him. Suddenly, Aethys isn't so popular in these parts. My brother Woden and me, neither of us believed it. No way was that Aethys. He enlisted, then I did too. But, he didn't make it back. After the war, people took to punishing Aethys worshippers, accusing them of treason. Got real ugly, especially after the legacy started. Folks needed someone to blame. I was safe because I fought, but then this rumor starts that my brother, that he was on the wrong side. And I wasn't so safe anymore. Until my headman stepped in and said they'd have to hang him to get to me. Seems that's no longer a concern. Of course, the townies don't do the hanging these days, but when Radric's men come, they got no problem doing the pointing.
You can see why I was eager to leave. Who's Kolsk? Someone who got tired of the hanging. He's on the run now, probably will till they catch him. If you're next to be hanged, why are you still hanging here, aren't you? Drinking, mostly. Point of fact, I'm on my way out, just haven't figured out where I'm going yet. Not a whole lot of places to be out there going. Don't think Wadman the legacy started with Wademan. We could travel together. Where are you headed? Someplace called Cad Nua. There's an old watcher there who might be able to help me.
Seem to remember hearing something about that years ago. He tamed that place. People would seek him out for all kinds of things. Troubles of the soul, questions for the departed. Of course, that was back when you didn't have to say watcher with a hush on your breath. A man such as that, there'd be things I'd want to ask him. Don't know why I never thought of it before. Not sure how I feel about setting out with a stranger, and a strange one at that. But truth be told, you might be the only one in town who wouldn't feel some relief seeing me swing from that tree.
That's a fine reason if I've ever heard one.
All right then. Guess I'll do some sightseeing. Long as you're not the one picking the sights.
Okie dokie, everybody.
17 and a half.